So if you decided you want to play as Chewbacca in Star Wars Battlefront 2 in 2025, these are going to be the start cards I recommend you guys. I'm just going to go through every single one and kind of give you guys my favorites, which ones I think you should be using by the end of the video. The first one, bonus health, is going to make Chewie an absolute tank. He's going to go from 700 to 850 health. Now, when you combine it with the card I'll show you later on, it makes Chewie really tough to take down, especially if he's playing with a Finn, who also gives him damage reduction, which is kind of the main reason that Chewie can be pretty OP if he has a decent team. So I usually always keep this card on, because the 150 health is going to save you in a lot of situations if you get separated from your team, anything like that. So for the most part, this is basically always going to be on. Now his second card, Equing Roar, is going to give him a 40% duration increase after he gets a kill with his Furious Bowcaster, which is what Chewie's known for, his main ability that just melts people in 3 hits, 2 hits. This is actually pretty good because 40% is pretty good. Like if you look at Boss, he only gets 30% for his Ultimate Predator card, so an extra 10% on top of that actually does fill the ability quite a bit. So it can be pretty useful in a lot of situations. So I actually do run this one a lot of times as well. So that's the great part about Chewie. Two first cards are going to be some of the best for him, in my opinion. Then we have Extended Shock. Now it's going to make his duration 40% longer with the 20% increased recharge time. So essentially, if you have this on and you go against a Vader and you stun a Vader and you have your Furious Bowcaster active, you're going to be able to 3-shot a Vader in the head as long as you aim and get close enough. So this can definitely be really useful. Only weird thing with it is I think the cooldown is 15 seconds normally, and with the 20%, instead of adding only 3 seconds, it adds 6. I think it goes to 21. I think it's bugged a little bit. So that's kind of a big deal. This is kind of the main reason I don't use it, because a lot of times the shock is what's going to save you. And if you have teammates helping you, you're not going to need that extra duration. They'll be able to help you get the kill regardless. So I usually stay away from this one, but this was still a really good card. So if you want to use this one, by all means, go ahead and use it. If you want to say, take off this and use this instead, you for sure can. Then we have Charging Frenzy, damage reduction while doing his Charge Slam. Not really that important. Like with a lot of abilities, you're going to be able to just use it before you get hit that much. So not really going to be too many issues where you're taking a lot of damage during Charging Frenzy. MultiShock, this is kind of a thing if you're trying to get used to Chewie's Stun Grenade. I would recommend to stay away from this, because if you get too used to this, it's going to be hard to go away from it. So I don't recommend using this card. You really don't need it. If you know how to aim your Shock Grenade, you're going to be able to stun them regardless, so not really important at all. Now this is where things get interesting. Chewie's 34% damage reduction. So like I was talking about with the bonus health, you're going to be able to get extra damage reduction, so you're going to take 34% less damage if, let's say someone hits you with a lightsaber, that's 130 normally, so automatically you're going to take 34% less of that, so it's going to be probably 80, 90 per swing, somewhere in there. It's really good. And then if you have a Finn, like I said, who's going to give him another boost of 34% within charge, or his middle ability is like 45, 30%, depending on how many people are nearby. Just ridiculous. Chewie is really tough to take down with this, combined with that. You just got to get a bunch of damage with Chewie and try to stay alive as long as possible. If that's not really your style and you're kind of struggling to do that, you can definitely go and throw these 3 cards on and be really effective with Chewie still. This just helps you survive longer if you're already good at surviving. It just makes it that much tougher to kill you. So I usually always keep this one on as well. Shocked and vulnerable, 9% damage vulnerability while shocked. This isn't really necessary because you already can kill basically every hero in 2 to 3 shots, especially if you have extended shock, but they're already almost dead no matter what. You're not going to need this. It's not really worth the slot in my opinion. Yes, it does help a little bit, but if you have any sort of teammate help at all, they're going to help you kill the last of that health that someone may have sometimes. So really not that important. And then you got Charge Slam, 50 more damage within half its radius. Again, not that important. It goes from 150 to 200, which is a good chunk. But again, they got to be within half the radius. And a lot of times sabers will just block the slam, or you'll hit them and it's not going to really save you if you're trying to hurt someone and stay alive pretty much. So the 50 damage is not that important for Chewie. And then we have Furious Resilience. So he's going to take less damage from blasters while Furious Bowcaster is active. If this worked against everything and not just blasters, this would be really good, because then you could just run 3 tank cards and be an absolute monster, but it only works against blasters, so I really stay away from this one typically. So for the most part, the 4 cards you're going to want to use are these 4, and just decide between which ones you want. I don't really recommend going away from these 2, and it's kind of just a pick and choose between these 2 in my opinion. So whatever you feel is best for you. I typically stay with these 3 though, and I think it's the best, most effective lineup for Chewie overall in the game. So I hope you sub something guys out, and thanks for watching.